He's a rational investor, dividend digester, saves some of his paycheck just like all his ancestors. Him looking for high yields, that's never the case. He's seeking 6% returns, slow and steady wins the race. We pay our debts in our currency that might be unfurled if it's no longer the reserve currency of the world. Confidence in the dollar is permanent, just ask any scholar. People are exchanging their dollars for dog money. Dog money? Dog money. Dog money. We trading it in for dog money, dog money, dog money, dog money, dog money. I'm putting it all in dog money.
Yes, good morning everybody. It is Monday, the 21st of June 2021. Welcome to SirToshi's Bitcoin Chart Show. This is the Bitcoin forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network, where we get to the bottom with what is going down, with everything. We'll get into the bottom where we'll find out what's up with what is going down. You know where we're going. So let's get into these figures. Here we go, rock and roll. So on the top here, we've got Core Coin, Bcrash, Bitcoin, Original Bitcoin, True Bitcoin, Real Bitcoin, my favorite one, Genuine Bitcoin. And then we've got this eCrash piece of shit, which is Bitcoin ABC. So Samson Mao, Chief Strategy Officer at Blockstream. What can you tell us about Core Coin BTC ever since the 24th of August 2017? When Blockstream implemented SegWit, which segregated the signatures on the chain. What did that do to it? You know, I mean, what does it mean now, Samson Mao?
Yeah, Blockstream controls it.
That's right. And as soon as something has a central point of authority and control, it has a fundamental value of absolute zero, which means that $32,937 price tag we're looking at there is absolute speculative crap. It's fundamentally, absolutely worthless. What do you have to say about that, Max?
All right.
All right, and let's move on to Roger Ver. So, Roger Ver, what are your plans?
And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
There we go. I think we'll leave Bitcoin Crash to Roger then. What a fool, utter buffoon. And now we've got Bitcoin. So, Craig, you are obviously the creator of Bitcoin. It's a phenomenal system. Obviously, for the first time ever, it ties together data sovereignty with monetary sovereignty, which obviously makes it the most valuable commodity in the world. Can you just give us a brief explanation for your motivation for designing such a wonderful thing?
I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin.
Liking the sound of that, mate. Thank you very much.
That's it. And that's what we spend money for. Very simple. Beauty.
Beauty. So let's have a look at this then. So we've got hash rate 0.7% moving up. That was 0.6% yesterday. Network nodes 1.7, transactions 51.2. So that's over 50% of the transactions on the entire Bitcoin network. Beautiful. But look at this. Block size 73.6%. Absolutely macking it hard. So we'll just have a quick look at these blocks here. But before we do that, just have a quick chat with our man Michael Saylor. So Michael Saylor, you know, when we're looking at the Bitcoin blockchain, what sort of things should we be looking at? What do we want?
Big blocks.
Yeah? What kind of size?
$100 million chunks.
Oh, nice. Whereabouts?
On the blockchain.
There we go. Let's have a look then. So again, just going to call out double figures. Actually, just we haven't got too many double figures. We'll just call out megabyte blocks here. 3, 10, 2, 8, 9, 2, 2, 5, 3, 1, 11, 8, 6, 2, 3, 1, 6, 9, 1, 34. Beauty. Look at that right at the bottom there. Let's just have a look at Bcrash. Yeah, so how many blocks do they have over a megabyte? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that it? 5 blocks over a megabyte. And let's have a look at Core Coin. Yeah, they don't have any blocks under a megabyte because they're restricted to 1 megabyte. And let's see if Anne-Marie's got any 1 kilobyte block. Oh, he's got 2 kilobyte block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's got 13 blocks that have made it over a kilobyte. Oh dear. All right, here we go. So hash rate follows price, follows value, follows utility, follows creativity, initiative and intelligence. If you are intelligent and you apply creativity and initiative, you can make something useful. When something is useful, it can then create value. When it creates value, it can then develop a price. When it develops a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services and used as a medium of exchange. Here we go. Proof of work by network, who cares? Coolcoin, Bcrash and all the other shitcoins will fall into their own footprint. Bcrash, Bitcoin, hash rate, who cares? Bcrash, Bitcoin, proof of work, who cares? It is currently 12,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Coolcoin, which is just under 10 times cheaper than transacting on Bcrash, and it's still cheaper than transacting on on shitcoin cash or whatever. I'm going to think of another name for ABC. Elementary coin. That's what I'm going to call it. Elementary cash. Because they call it eCash, elementary cash. And look at this mining profitability. Wow, it's currently 30% more profitable to mine on Coolcoin than Bitcoin. Amazing. Who cares about Bcrash and elementary coin? They're both absolute joke shops. Look at daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Bitcoin absolutely smashing it. Transactions by network, Bitcoin winning. Transactions per block by network, Bitcoin winning. Fees, this is fees. This is due to, well, should be due to transaction volume. As you can see, transaction volume has not increased on Bcrash, so this is just an increase in transaction fees. That is not good for them at all. Fees SirToshi's, same thing. Block reward ratio to fees in the block. Again, this is percentages. So we'll just keep an eye on this as time goes on. And we've got a daily accumulated Bitcoin blockchain growth by network. Looking good there. I should have had this page open, but we'll have a look at it now. No time like the present. May as well. Why not? Here we go. And the chain is now, let's move this along a little bit. The chain is now, look at that. Beautiful. 381.2 gigabytes versus 357 gigabytes. Oh, yeah. And let's just see how much more the chain has grown quickly. More details. For any newbies who aren't familiar with this, maybe seeing this for the first time. It is 27 gigabytes more than the Coolcoin chain. Absolutely brilliant. Love that. Yes, indeed. Let's carry on. Let's get to the politics then. So we've got global hash rate 7 days. Global hash rate 24. Whoa, that looks a bit weird. Other mining pools turning up the heat over 24 hours. Via BTC moving into top spot. Pushing Ant Pool down into 5th. Wow. Interesting. Oh, come on, CoinDance. Come on. Let's do this. Here we go. So let's have a look at Bcrash again. Or Hathor is back on Bcrash. Interesting. I wonder what the reason for that is. Let's have a look at mining profitability. Yeah. So it's only 0.2% more profitable to mine on Bcrash. That's why Hathor will have turned that up a little bit. And look at Bitcoin. Oh, excellent. So good to see Matterpool on there. And SV Pool. Mempool, Norpool turning it down a little bit. But yeah, I don't know about solo mining, but never mind. And what's this? Zerg Pool mining ABC. What a joke. That's hilarious. So none of these other chains have any fundamental value whatsoever. Bitcoin, which is BSV, is the only chain literally with any fundamental value whatsoever, which means it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many miners are on the other chains. The other chains are fundamentally worthless. So there's no point. This is the only chain with any fundamental value. So it just means that all the other miners are going to be exiting their shitcoins and jumping onto Bitcoin. And at the moment, because they don't understand Bitcoin, they're just simply dollar worshipping. All they do is artificially suppress the price through short positions, which is why we're squeezing them off the chain. Which is what we'll have a quick look at right now. Here we go. Come on, let's just wait for this page. Let's just wait for this page to load. Got all day, Bitfinex. There we go. Thank you. Right, here we are. So let's see where we started at the beginning of the month. 87%. Where are we now? It's still got 89% short positions on Bitcoin. That's hilarious. Dear oh dear. And let's have a look at the Bitcoin blockchain working live in front of our very eyes. Oh, look at that. 40, 24, 17 transactions per second. Oh, it's going down a little bit. Probably catching up with because this is live transactions. But for any newbies watching this for the first time, the vertical rectangular blocks at the top are the transactions being recognized by the mining nodes on the network. And the transactions are recognized instantly because the network is a Mandela ultra small world network, which we will have a quick look at right now. Loving that. There we go. This is an ultra small world network. It is not a mesh network. It's a Mandela network. Where it just says here the density of the links basically goes to 0 as the network increases. It's yeah, and it just says, finally, we show that some simple changes to the original network formulation can lead to an improved topology against malicious attacks. It is a phenomenal network. A phenomenal network. It's just amazing. So that's why the transactions are recognized instantly. The moment they're recognized by the nodes on the network, they're thrown into the memory pool, which is when they're computed for by the miners and payment processors in order to create a block, put the transaction within the block, and then place the block on the blockchain down here, which is when they're rewarded with the Coinbase data, otherwise known as the block reward, otherwise known as freshly minted Bitcoin. So on this 99 megabyte block here, in the highlighted rectangular box below that, we've got the hash of the block height, who it was mined by, the size, the time, the date, the transaction count, and the total fees in the block, which were $86.76, as you can see there. So we're just going to check the charts quickly, see if there's any more movers and shakers. Always worth looking at. Oh, no, it's still D drive, that's right. So now we're just going to let Laura Shin explain the significance of fees in the block. Take the floor, Laura Shin.
So, as you mentioned, at a certain point when the block reward stops, there will be a transition where miners will be compensated in transaction fees, not in the block reward. And the current amount that they earn is from fees is about 9% of the block reward. And so we'd have to see transaction fees 11x by roughly 2140, which is when the new Bitcoins will stop being minted. But I just wondered, if we don't see an increase in the amount of transactions that can happen at layer 1, because the number of layer 1 transactions is limited. And right now, I feel like a lot of the scaling is focusing on layer 2. Can transaction fees 11x in that time, or will that require people to pay a lot more per transaction?
Over the next couple halving cycles, we should see it start to predominantly be the value that is compensated to the miners in the block reward. If Bitcoin is the world reserve currency that doesn't have a strong security model, like there's not a lot of monetary compensation in the block reward due to transaction fees, well, then its long-term security will be weak. If it is the world reserve currency, there'll be very, very many layer 1 transaction fees.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like you think it is possible that the amount in transaction fees will maybe not be enough on layer 1 to replace the block reward when the time comes.
Absolutely, there won't be enough to replace the block reward when the time comes, because they've purposely restricted the number of transactions to 7 transactions a second. How are there going to be many transactions on chain when it can only do 7? You absolute moron. But that's why we say shitcoiners, shit for brains. Now you tell me, how are 7 transactions a second literally going to economically sustain all of this? The world's the new world global financial system. Bitcoin is what it's obviously a cash, but it's the world's first ever commercial internet. You think that's going to be sustained with 7 transactions a second? What a joke. Right, let's look at bit info charts here. So we got XRP, yeah. Come on, let's play it, David. Come on, tell us how crap that is.
The XRP is a digital asset. It's censorship resistant. It's publicly traded. It trades on the XRP ledger. Ripple does not own or control the XRP ledger in any way.
Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
So how did Ripple then get all the XRP that it has? It has about half the supply. So just how did that particular transaction happen?
Oh yeah, good question. How did that transaction happen? How did you get half the supply?
So the way its design works is when the ledger first began operation, the 100 billion XRP, all that will ever exist, were sort of up for grabs.
Up for grabs, what a joke.
And lots of people grabbed XRP out of that system, but it just so happens that obviously, just like early miners mined, huge amounts of Bitcoin before the public knew about it or was using it, early XRP users grabbed large amounts of that pool of XRP.
What a joke.
And so the people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it.
Yeah, and how is that fair? You absolute fool. Now let's have a listen to Vitalik and the other developers at Ethereum telling us they knew they couldn't scale before they even released it.
It scales somewhat.
That's not good enough. Scales somewhat. Hardly scales at all.
Plans or initial we knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure.
Yeah, well, did you fancy telling anybody else before you knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure? What a joke. Let's have a look at transactions quickly. 24 hours. 3 years on a log curve that Dan likes. There we go. That's Bitcoin. Beautiful. That in purple, by the way. Scaling test network. Yeah, just checking the figures. All right, let's move on to shadows quickly. Here we go. Rock and roll. Shadows, tell us about Terranode.
We have run this across all 10 nodes, and I have actually seen volumes in excess of 100,000 per second. I wasn't quite brave enough to try that one today, live on stage. But there we have a real-life example of a Terranode that is able to scale. If I had more time, I would show you one that's actually running at a steady-state capacity and show that it actually can continue for a long period of time without any problems.
Beautiful, Steve. Listen to the disclaimer.
For reference, we don't think that the Bitcoin SV software would be able to handle a validation rate like that at this point in time.
Let's listen to the time frame.
By the end of this month, we're hoping to actually have alpha versions of Terranode listening on the mainnet. They won't be trying to produce blocks. They'll just be listening and processing peer-to-peer messages. We'll also build, we have built scale testnets, global scale testnets.
Looking forward to seeing those.
For the Terranode specifically. We can't do this on the scaling testnet because we'll crush it.
Amazing.
Because we have proven that Terranode can scale, we've proven what Satoshi always said about Bitcoin. Bitcoin can and does scale. Thank you very much.
Awesome, Steve. Absolutely awesome. Trends.cash. Let's have a look at this then quickly. TDX still macking it hard. RelayX up there twice. Got a new one. What's that? Waybot. Something else. CryptoFight still with 33.3%. Loving that. Router V on there. Run Protocol. Apps ranking by performed actions. Really going to have to do some digging on that when I get time. Twitch down in 10th. TDXP up in 8th. Wow. Yeah, okay. Looking forward to Worldline coming online. Yes, indeed. CryptoQuant. Yes, indeed. The exchanges have been cashing out their reserves because they know it's an absolute load of crap, which has caused a squeeze in the liquidity, and all the tether printing has caused a massive spike in the price. It's a huge bubble. Oh dear, not looking good. What's on chain? Good question. What is on chain? Here we go. Let's just refresh this page just quickly. So estimated next block size 3 megabytes. Transactions coming in. Beautiful. Memory pool. So this is what a memory pool is meant to look like. It's meant to look cleared basically. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. You look at all this empty space. That's what it's meant to look like. Let's compare that to CoolCoin, because CoolCoin is an absolute joke. Look at that. It's all over the place because they have purposely effed it up. That's hilarious. Here we go. Let's have a look at TX Street, and now we'll have a listen to Adam Back, the CEO of Blockstream, talking about his expectations for a payment network.
So, fee estimation in some cases is quite bad. If you're paying a friend, you can probably afford to wait 4 hours and not pay a priority fee.
Oh, shut up, you absolute muppet. Now let's have a listen to Vitalik negging on 5 cents transaction fees when his own network is currently $2.38. Oh dear.
the internet of money should not cost 5 cents a transaction. It's kind of absurd.
Yeah, it should cost $2.38, you absolute moron. Let's have a look at our own shit show. Here we go. So what do we know about excessive money printing from historical records?
Statistical analysis has found that every time an empire begins to near its own demise, you'll find that its currency will be debased.
Oh, it's not looking good, is it? So knowing that Bitcoin is the only thing that can save us, how are we feeling about it, CoinGecko? 67%. Oh, $140. Look at that bad boy. Morning run, 24-hour trade volume, over 4,700. Dear, oh dear, stay away from these people. Move fast and break stuff does not mean breaking the law. Let's have a look at the depth chart. God, look at these figures right down. 5.4 million asked versus 7.1 million bids. It looks like people are just going back in. But look at that, $140. Whoa, I had a price crash. It looks like it's just on the way up right now. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. And let's have a look at Bitcoin here. Oh, look at that. It just touched $138. I might have to just buy myself another one. Every time it touches or goes down by $10, I'm going to buy myself another one. just for lulz, cheer myself up. And let's have a look at CoolCoin, see what that's doing, because this is basically what's responsible for dragging the entire market down. You know, and it's completely manipulated and utterly worthless. And the only thing that's been sustaining the price is constant Tether printing. So we'll have a look at that later, see if they've actually printed any more Tether recently. I doubt it by looking at what's going on. Look at that. Look at that. Shitcoiners going to be shitting themselves. And let's have a look at Bitcoin versus shitcoin. Oh no. Oh no. Tanking further. Still means better value for money. And let's have a look at the entire CoinCrap chart. Look at that. Yeah, CoolCoin down 6.2%. And what's Bitcoin? Bitcoin down 8.2%. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Imagine buying Bitcoin for just like under $140. Incredible. Incredible. Amazing. Oh, my YouTube channel subs have gone up. 572. That was 560 yesterday. Must have been my the shock horror look I put on the thumbnail. People are just like, oh, what's that? It's kind of interesting. Let's have a look at Streamanity. I made $1.20 on yesterday's video. Thank you very much. Still 287 followers. That's all right. Try making that on YouTube when only six people watch the video. Acorn Stack. Let's have a look at Twitch users. 25. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, it's still going up though. It's just obviously not many. And let's have a look at Ruthie's tweets. 964. We're going right up to 965. Let's check out Arman Satoshi quickly. 78,500 followers. Oh, that's all hanging around the same spot. Stablecoin printer. Let's have a quick look at any USDT print. No, that's why the price is going down. Oh dear. Anyway, that's pretty good today. 24 minutes. That'll do. Catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.sirtoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.